Walrus elected kingfish. New name for mayor of San Francisco, says manager. That means Little Red Riding Hood is running things. But what is S.A. doing, says Billy. I have suspicions he is an electric doll made by the beard. From Allison Hetty, 3 high school girls, Super Texas News Service, to the Old Computer Shoppee. S.A. has turned up at the legislature. He is quite strong, and turns out he has thrown the referenders out of the government buildings. Not only that, but he threw them out the back door into the dumpsters. He is still wearing his Royal Canadian Mountie uniform, really great red coat. He can get away with anything with that on. He doesn't really make great classic statements that will rumble down through the centuries. If you come back in, I'll have the chicken crock eat you, and doesn't quite do it for epic words. But really, doesn't the chicken crock make up for that? Who in history had a chicken the size of a house with 150-foot bat-like wings and a crocodile's head backing him up? I don't know if that's good or not, says Tom. How does he get to play underdog with backing like that? From Allison Hetty and Corporate, etc. News Service. The many California clones are starting a new TV series called Men Are Worms, and they dare the legislator not to pass it and order all TV stations to carry it or else. The chicken crock is said to want to do a cooking show, cooking and eating, something like Julia Child. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCLI-XL. Well, Wyoming now has a population of 60 million and California only a few million, mostly because Doom Baby's army is so big. Even if they do only carry chopsticks, says manager. How do they like it? How do they like in Wyoming, says Billy. Well, they are drawing up a referendum law. Pretty soon the Wyomingers will be declared an Indian tribe, says Tom, and they can eat dried coyote. My, they are such connoisseurs of justice there, says manager. Did the governor go with them? No, he says he can work with the new citizens better than the old, even if he never did actually catch them eating each other. The 3 high school girls, Super Texas, report that San Francisco has become the hillbilly music capital of the world. It seems the walruses are all hillbillies, just underwater ones. All this means that the beard has not decided what to do with California, says Hetty. Maybe that's a tougher problem than people assume. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCLXXXXXII. Email from the beard. In perusing my new real estate, I have noticed that some of it is below sea level. Also, there is a shortage of water, much lamented by the local life form. My real estate agent, Honest John Rasputin, tells me that with water the land becomes much more valuable. Since you jerks put a lot of store in money, I propose letting Doom Baby use his out-of-work army to connect Lake Superior to my new land. Let's hear from you. Gee, how far is that, said Billy. 1,000 miles? That's the greatest real estate idea I ever heard, says Tom. Will it be a pipeline or canal, says Lonnie. Will there be any water left in Lake Superior, says Hetty from Death Valley. I'm going to plant tulips, says Alice, also in Death Valley. Thinking this over, there will be a lot of people between Michigan and California who will be all for it. There is a developing water shortage all along what would have to be the canal route, but definitely in the Lake Superior region there will be opposition, says Third Cuban. There will be war, says Lonnie. We need an engineering review, says manager. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCLXXXXXII. Filling up Death Valley with water from Lake Superior is bound to be controversial, says manager. Shouldn't be too tough, says Billy. It's downhill all the way. If you look on a map and compare sizes, the lake is bigger than Death Valley, says Hetty. A lot bigger. But the states in between will steal all the water to make their government moonshine. Doom Baby's army is already halfway through Nevada, says Alice. Isn't that going to collide with the Hoover Dam or something? Yeah, says Lonnie, the real estate is not all flat. Remember, it was the Chinese that tunneled through the Rocky Mountains, said the third cubicle. This is their kind of work. This is going to be a tunnel instead of a canal, says the three high school girl super texters. Doom Baby's chief engineer, Ho Chi Death on Rocks, says we are doing 3 miles a day. If anybody gets in the way, we are going 4 miles a day. Doom Baby has made the project motto, rip their guts out. Why so ferocious, says Tom. Are they afraid they can't do it? What's new in Michigan, says Billy. Must be something. The governor is telling the citizens, don't flush your toilet till I tell you, then all at once. That's the economical way, says Lonnie. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCVIC. The United Canal, formerly Auto Workers, want in, says manager. Don't you care that Lake Superior is one of the state's greatest assets, say some? Sure, and we want that money, say the UCW, former UAW. We need jobs. That immigrant army is taking our jobs. They're not immigrants. They invaded and conquered California. Horse poop, wait. Maybe we could get a job in the army throwing them out. The ancient order of boll weevils, a group of out-of-work crayfish catchers, demands consideration for the Mississippi. It's got more water than any lake, and coming from Louisiana, we know all about canals. Who's this Doom Baby? Is he the guy you gotta know to get a job in this country? Hey, says Lonnie, is this going to be a recovery like the real one? All those loudmouth people going to get jobs? This is like the railroad era, says third cubicle. All those canals will lead lots of people. We had a canal era, but it got nipped by the railroad era. That won't happen this time because water is more valuable than it used to be. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCVC, I mean. The Dr. Hate Show on radio had the Grand Dum-Dum, head of the 44 Magnum for the American Way Club. He said he is taking things into his own hands, going to deal with all those immigrants taking over our jobs, going to whoop Doom Baby's rump, and that's just the start. While he's at it, if any liberals, well, you know what we will do to them, etc., etc. Doom Baby heard about this stuff and called the Dr. Hate Show and said he was sending 1,000 unarmed men to test the old Confucian proverb, if you claim you've got guts, prove it. It turns out that, in Doom Baby's opinion anyway, the way you prove it, objective judges remove your guts and measure them. If they are over 40 feet long, you pass the test. Do they put them back, says Billy? I don't think they're going to get the chance, says Hetty. The janitor says there was 4 pounds of poop beneath Dr. Hate's chair and 3.5 beneath the Grand Dum-Dum's chair. A twit from the Grand Cayman Islands ratted them out, said they were in the homosexual honeymoon suit at the Royal AIDS Hotel and disguised as women. Gee, people shouldn't take things so seriously, said Alice. Well, that's right-wingers, says third cubicle. The Old Computer Shoppee, CCIVC. Well, Dr. Hate was a popular show on radio, says manager. Last I heard, he and the Grand Dum-Dum were eaten by sharks while trying to hide in the water from a Chinese guy that looked suspicious to them. But now the whole country knows that a canal is being built across the country by a large Chinese army. That's bound to have some effect, says Billy. Sure, the basic principle of government is no matter what the project, the rich people got to make more money than anybody, says Tom. But where are they in this project? Could it be Chinese rich people? No, they would respect their brother crooks, says Kalani, and not try to muscle in on another continent, don't you think? Let's remember the beard is back of this, says third cubicle. Maybe they know better than to mess with him, or maybe they already tried and are laying dead somewhere. Here's something, says Hetty, reckless construction project, unlicensed, unauthorized, outrage. We demand control of all money involved in order to protect women, children, George Washington, the flag, and common decency. And it's signed by the rosy-cheeked city Civic Betterment Foundation. Their Civic Betterment Foundation. Another bunch of crooks, says Lonnie. They built all those falling down apartments in my neighborhood. And that's it. Let's see what we got here.